Yo, Wagwan, hope you're doing well. I'm Jay Cartere from growingyoutube.com, teaching you how to be better at YouTube marketing, online business, and music production. In this video, I want to talk about my break from music, why I took a break from music, why it was necessary, how that changed my life and my perspective on chasing things that you're really passionate about. And I think there's probably some more. There's probably some more, but now my brain has just gone frazzled at the moment. But basically, the reason I'm making this video, the inspiration that led me to make this video, was I saw a video in my recommended stream, on YouTube when you're on the homepage and it's recommending you videos. And I saw a video from a gentleman called Damien Keys. I'm actually just looking at my laptop, it's over there. I haven't actually watched the video. I skipped through it a little bit, but it didn't seem like what I wanted it to be in it. So basically, that video is on how to deal with musician burnout, but the thumbnail said something along the lines of, I quit music for 2 years. And that's actually my story. I did quit music for 2 years. So I thought, maybe I should make a video on this and share my experience, share the information, like why I quit music for 2 years, because anyone who's coming to the channel now and sees the new music and the new music type videos and all that sort of stuff might be interested in that. You might be interested in that, you might not care. You're either watching this video or you're not in it. Like, some people are going to watch this, some people are not. But I think that the lessons that I learned from doing that can be very, very helpful to anyone who's trying to chase some sort of creative goal. They're trying to chase something that they love, something that they want to do full time. And maybe right about now, it's not working for you, but you want to make it work. And that's why I quit music for 2 years, basically, like a short version. But let's get into it. So basically, I have been making music, or had been, now we're back to making music, but I had been making music since I was about 13. Now, I wasn't good when I was 13, but I was trying, innit? I was trying. I would make music on a local friend's laptop and that sort of stuff, like, basic beginning stories. And I did that for a while, but I didn't really take music seriously until I was around 16, I started taking music seriously. I thought, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to pursue. And I'm going to go 100% forward with this. This is my future. So I started doing that. I started pursuing music wholeheartedly. I read a lot of books. I went to college for music business. And yeah, I focused on making music. I made a lot of music. By the time I quit or took a break from music, I had made, I think, 7 projects. It was at least 5 mixtapes. I think I'd done 1 EP, maybe, or maybe it was 6 mixtapes. I don't know. I can't be bothered to count it right about now because most of those mixtapes don't matter. The only mixtapes that really matter are Snickers and Pringles, Caesar Augustus, and anything. Oh, other EP, Love Story. So 4 projects that actually matter. The projects before those are crap, innit? Like, let's just be real. I was crap. And then I got better. And then I continue to get better. Even though I think Snickers and Pringles is kind of crap, but I like the concept behind it and, the place that I was at that point in my life and all the energy that I put into that. Because, life was not easy throughout doing this. Like, I wasn't in a position where my parents were paying for things or I had the money to pay for things in order to make things happen. I was just doing everything myself. And the only thing that was giving me the ability to focus on music, because, a lot of people, they go get jobs and they do music in their free time or whatever. The only thing that was giving me the ability to work on music was the fact that I was at college studying music production. And then when I stopped doing that and I moved to uni to study I was at college studying music business, not music production. Then when I went to uni to study music production, all that, like, being in education to me was just buying time for me to make my music work. I didn't care about education. I knew that that system was flawed. I knew that if I wanted to learn stuff, I could just learn it by myself. I hoped that I'd learn some stuff from education, but it was a waste of time, really. Education was a waste of time for me personally. I'm not telling you to go quit school or education or something. If you're pursuing something creative, then education is useless to you, really, if we're being real. But I was in education so that I could buy time, so I didn't have to go and get a job or anything like that. And the sad truth is, I was broke as... I was going to say the F word, but I decided not to. Super broke. I was super broke, innit? I was living off, whatever I could get. Like, I think I got EMA, and I had some savings. And then when I left uni, I started doing social media marketing, but I wasn't really focused on that. That wasn't something that I really wanted to do. It was just something that I did to make some money. So I only had one client, and I think I was charging that client something like £80 a month or something. So it wasn't enough money to do anything really. But in my mind, it was like, let's make some money, which will lessen the amount that I'm losing every month, which will give me the opportunity to, if I get more clients, I'm going to make more money in it. So my thought was, I have this client, and really, while, this client is bringing in a little bit of money and I'm doing the work for them, I am just focusing on building my music career, because I was doing social media marketing for musicians. So it was a good kind of connected thing, because I was able to, help musicians and use the information that I was using for them, or the marketing knowledge that I was using for them, on my own stuff. So I was just going hard. I would continue to go hard with making music, got into like production and all that sort of stuff, and just kept on making tracks, kept on doing this thing, chasing the dream. And it came to a point where it was like, what, I'm not making any money from music, innit? I'm not making any money from music. I'm broke. And if I keep on going down this path, I'm gonna die. I was going to die, because I wouldn't have made any money, so I would have become homeless, and then I wouldn't have been able to eat or anything like that. Like, eventually I would just die in it. But knowing me, I would have found a solution to the problems in it. That's generally how I work, and that's how life has been to me. It's been very fortunate in the fact that all the shitty stuff that I've gone through in life, I've been able to find a way to deal with it. Life definitely hasn't been fortunate in the sense that good things have happened to me. No. I've been able to create good things out of terrible situations. And yeah, so I had to stop making music because I was broke, because I didn't have any money. And I made a video a while ago, probably I think around the time that I quit music, and it was a video about Patreon. I was asking the people on my channel to support me. I think I had 10,000 subscribers at the time, and I asked for help. I asked for support, because I knew that I wasn't able to continue making content and continue doing what I was doing. I was making gaming content and all that sort of stuff. I was making a bunch of stuff, making a variety of content. Honestly, if you want to pursue one thing, pursue that one thing. Don't do like 7 things at the same time, or 3 things, or whatever I was doing, because it makes everything take longer. Don't do that. Don't follow my variety channel standard. Follow the advice that I actually give you, because that makes everything, doing what I do, like the variety of stuff, just makes everything take much longer. But I had a variety of stuff that I wanted to do in it, like a variety of interests and that sort of stuff. So that's what I was doing. But it came to the point where, I asked for help from my audience. I had like 10,000 subscribers. This was back when I was chasing the subscribers and chasing views and that sort of stuff, the things that most people chase on YouTube. And this was the defining moment where I realized that those things don't matter at all. Your subscriber number doesn't matter. The views that you get doesn't matter unless you're getting like millions of views, and you need to get that consistently. And if you're chasing that consistently, then you're putting yourself in a terrible position for the future. So basically, I had some success on YouTube before. Like, some things had, popped off, and I had seen what works, and, certain things had brought in some AdSense money and whatnot, but I hadn't actually developed a real business yet. I hadn't developed a real business model that was actually bringing me income. I was just relying on AdSense, which is very, 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 very fickle. And when you got bills to pay, relying on AdSense isn't the route forward. So I made that video asking for people's help, telling them that, you know, it's sad times right about now. I had less than $1,000 in my account. I saved dollars because most of my audience is American. I had less than £1,000 in my account as well. Yeah, I had less than 1,000, which a lot of people can probably relate to because they don't save money, so they probably usually have less than 200. But I saved my money from my student loan, innit? So that was what I was living off all up until this time. So when I started to have less than 1,000, I knew that my time was running out, and at any point in time, you know, over the next month or two, the next few months, I would not have enough money to pay my rent. I wouldn't have enough money to continue, you know, buying food and all that sort of stuff, like, you know, that sort of stuff. So it was stressful times. And when I made that video, I got one patron, one guy donated $10. Thank you. I think his name was Matthew or Michael, one of those. But he donated, thank you very much, you kind gentleman, donating $10 to me 2 years ago. You probably don't watch my videos now, but thank you nevertheless. So that gentleman donated, and, you know, very thankful for that. But when that happened, I realized that having 10,000 subscribers don't mean shit, cuz. Don't mean anything, because it ain't gonna do anything for you. So I had a mindset shift at that moment. I realized that, you know, just chasing numbers and trying to play that AdSense game, you know, trying to get a bunch of views and all that sort of stuff, it wasn't smart. It wasn't smart. It wasn't the way I needed to go. And I realized that I needed to create some sort of product that I could sell that would make me money. And the first thing that I did, I think the first product I created was my book, How to Make a Song at Home. I should have brought it in here to show you the book because I've got it in physical copy, but that's besides the point. That was the first thing that I made. I made a book called How to Make a Song at Home. This was back when I was still making music, actually. So that book didn't do, you know, amazing or whatever. It still brings in, you know, a little bit of royalties here, but I didn't know how to market a book and all that sort of stuff. But I did okay. It did okay. It didn't do enough to pay my bills. So that wasn't good enough. Then I made a course version of the book. Just, you know, dipping my foot into things, learning how to do this sort of stuff. And that did mediocre as well. They're selling on Udemy, which, you know, Udemy, they pump your prices super low, so you hardly make any money over there anyways. So I wasn't making a lot of money from that. And yeah, the stresses were getting to me, and I was at a point where I was like, you know what, I'm going to die, and that is just what's going to happen. Like I had made the pact. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna die. Like that's just what's gonna happen, because I'm not gonna have the money to survive in this world anymore. And there was a point where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna dedicate the last few months of my life to making music, because that's what I love. And I did that for a while. And then I started selling GTA. I think I started selling GTA modded accounts again, or maybe started for the first time. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I started making some money. I started bringing in some income. So I just focused on that. I focused on the thing that worked. And yeah, music just wasn't working for me, and it wasn't bringing anything to me in terms of, you know, progression in what I needed to progress in. I needed to make money to pay my bills. That was a necessary thing that I needed to do. So I decided, when I finished writing that book, I think I stopped making music, because I made like 2 songs after that, I think. I don't remember. But basically, I stopped making music to focus on, you know, business and focus on actually building an income, because that was the really, really important thing. I needed to build an income so that I could actually make music. And if I was focusing some of my time on making music and some of my time on making an income, it was just taking longer for me to make an income. So I focused on making an income. I tried many things. I wrote my book, A Gamer's Guide to Greatness, which is now the YouTube For Noobs ebook. I put that out in like 2017. I started my ARC server. I had my Patreon. And, I started to come up in the world. I started to, make some income that was enough to cover my bills. And then I started making, well, not at that point. It was like next year I started making more than that. I started making profit. And that was when things, changed up. I started making profit from like affiliate marketing and, the server and all that sort of stuff. And then I think the latter end of 2017, I decided to make my website arcps4servers.com, and that was very connected to the content that I was making at the time, so it was a very smart move. And then, that didn't make me the money that I wanted to make, because the whole point of that site was to promote people's ARC servers, and no one cared about that. Basically, everyone who filled out my polls and stuff before I released the site said, yeah, this is definitely what we want. We want to promote our ARC servers. And then when the site went live, it was like no one was paying for the ARC server promotion or to have, their ARC servers listed or anything like that. Everyone just wanted the free listing, if that. So I was like, okay, this might be a failure, innit? And then I realized that what people actually wanted was to be able to set up their server really, really quickly. So I made a bunch of pre-made downloadable settings codes that people could, use and apply to their server so that it gets set up really, really quickly and they can just get to playing the game. So yeah, that popped off. Bunch of people started buying that. Now I've got a full-time income where I'm making more than enough money to pursue my musical endeavors. I could take breaks at this point. But I don't know, what's a break, cuz? What's a break? What's a break to a guy like me? It's not much. I don't really want to take a break. But the thing is, like, through doing that, like through those 2 years of break on not doing music, I was grinding. I don't think you understand the grind that I was on. I was in the dungeon grinding, yeah? All I did was grind and try to make things work. All I did was think about different avenues to create income, different avenues to, advance my skills and all that sort of stuff. That's all I did. All I did was think about different business ideas and think about different ways that I could make money and think outside the box and see what products I could develop and all this sort of stuff. That's all I did for 2 years. I basically stopped talking to my family basically, but I just talk to my family now and then anyways. So, didn't talk to them on a regular basis. Stopped talking to a lot of my friends because there's no point getting it. Like there was one thing with one of the friends where I sent him a message and he aired me in it, so I didn't try to contact him again for like at least a year and a bit, innit? And then I hollered at him to congratulate him on whatever he was doing after I started becoming more successful, because now I had the time to do stuff like that. But in that time, it was like I had people around me who, they weren't supporting the thing. They weren't trying to do something similar. All that they were bringing to me in terms of progress was wasting my time. Like that's all that they were bringing to me. I don't mean to sound harsh and be like, oh, you're a waste of time or whatever. But what I mean is that taking time out to spend time with friends or spend time with family or do anything of that sort with people who aren't chasing the same thing as me, all that did was slow me down. And I was in, life or death scenario, basically. Like I had saved up some more money from the GTA accounts and selling those and all that sort of stuff. But those had dried up. Like Rockstar was out there, like they were banning GTA accounts left and right. So I wasn't able to make an income off that anymore. So money was still going down again. And it was another situation of my money's going down every month. How do we stop this? How do we stop the leak? We've got to stop the leak so I can keep this cash. So yeah, I lost a lot of friends, acquaintances and all that sort of stuff because I just didn't have the time to maintain those relationships, and those people obviously didn't want to maintain the relationships with me, otherwise they would have reached out, innit? But at that point in my life, it was like I was the broke guy, innit? Like everyone else was trying to make things work. They was going and getting jobs or whatever, or they were just finished uni or they were in uni or whatever, And I was just a broke guy, innit? I was in uni, and then I dropped out of uni, but I was like creative and making my music and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I can understand if people just saw me and I was like, you know, he's unemployed, basically. He's an unemployed broke guy. Like, that's who he is. And that may have been how people saw me. I know a lot of people saw the potential that I had, definitely, because I felt that. But yeah, so on my grind, to financial stability and to coming back to music, lost a lot of people around me. And I think that's just part of the journey, man. That is really part of the journey. That's something that happens. I don't know, man. There's so many quotes about your net worth is your network and all this sort of stuff, and your combination of the 5 people around you and all this sort of stuff. And I believe in that. I want people around me, pardon me, who reflect my ambition, who are on this thing like I am. I don't want to have to persuade people to be on this thing. I don't want to have to persuade people to chase things that they're passionate about. I don't want to have to persuade people to do hard work. Those aren't the type of friends that I want anymore. So I'm fine with, like, right about now, I basically got no friends. Like, I ain't trying to talk to no one or anything like that. I'll make friends over time because I'm just dealing with more successful people who are doing better stuff these days. So that those relationships will develop into friendships or whatever, what have you, over time. Those are the people who I want to be my friends. I don't want to force friendships with people who don't really add anything to the table, because, as I said, what that does is it just slows you down. It just slows you down. And I'm a type of person that I like to have that forward momentum. I like to be working towards something. Once I stop working towards something, it's like, what is the point of my life? It gets very dark and heavy. So yeah, now I'm back to music. Now I took that time out. I took those 2 years out in order to build a foundation that I needed to give myself the time and freedom to be able to make music without worrying about my music making money so that I can pay the bills or anything like that. Now I can just make music that I want. I can make a song and be like, this is something I like. Instead of being like, will this work on the radio? Will people stream this? You know them ones. That's not where I want to be with my creativity. So the big lesson that I got from this is sometimes you need to take time away from the thing that you're chasing in order to fund that thing, in order to create something that makes you have the ability to do the thing that you want to do. Like, a lot of people, when they think about chasing a dream or doing something that they love for a living, they think that, you know, the thing that they love to do needs to be the thing that makes them the money. And that's not true. That's not true. If I had waited for music to make me money, I mean, if I'd learned the same things that I learned, then I'd have probably made money from music at some point. But now, you know, I'm able to think outside the box. So I learned a lot of things. I dedicated myself to learning and understanding business and marketing and persuasion and sales and all these sorts of things. So now I understand how I can make money from music. But now, instead of trying to make music from, you know, the consumer end of making a track and trying to get a bunch of people to stream it and trying to go for big numbers, which is silly. It's not a great business model, especially when you don't have the resources to be promoting that, or if you don't want to promote your song like for 6 months or whatever, then that's not really what you're trying to do in it. Like, I would rather make my money from selling beats, selling loop packs, selling, you know, drum kits and all that sort of stuff. It's just a better business, isn't it? Because there are people who actively want those things and are willing to pay for it. When you're talking about music now, we have crossed the point in culture where people believe they don't have to pay for music. And it's been like this for a while. It's been like this for a while when people were actually trying to sell music. But now it seems like everyone kind of gets in it. People ain't trying to buy music. They want to pay the one monthly fee for the streaming thing. And I subscribe to Spotify. I'm not trying to buy no music. I'm not trying to buy no albums, cause I'm trying to do that. That's why I got Spotify for. So trying to sell your music to consumers it's a dying business model. Why would you do that when the market isn't there? Like there aren't people. There isn't a market full of hungry people willing to pay for your music. So if you jump into that market, you're then fighting against the tide. You're really, really trying to persuade people to buy your music, which isn't the place I want to be in. I don't even need to make money off the music at all, which is a lovely place to be in. Because now I'm able to think outside the box and take longer to make my moves and play the long game, basically. So what I want to impart to you is, if you're chasing something and maybe it's not making the money that you need to make, or it's not going the way you want it to go, maybe you need to take a break from it. Maybe you need to take a break from it and move towards something else that you like, that there is a market for. Something else that you enjoy, because I love marketing. And do that if there's a market for it. Or try to find the intersection between the thing that you love and the thing that people are willing to pay for, and do that. Build a business around that, yeah? Because it's something that you enjoy. You're not going to be, too upset doing that. And then use that to fund the creative thing that you really enjoy doing, because now you don't need to make money. And if that doesn't need to make money, you can truly be creative with it. You don't have to put on your capitalism helmet and think about how you're going to exploit that piece of art or that creativity. Although you should be exploiting that and be trying to make money from it, but you don't need to. And that's a very different position to be in. Needing to make money puts you in a place of desperation, which turns people off. And when you're in a place of financial freedom, when you can turn down customers, you can turn down clients and be like, I don't want to work with you, man. I don't want to work with people like you because you are a shitty person. When you can do that, you become way more desirable. Like right about now, I don't need to work for people. I don't need to work with people. I can say no. And that's so powerful. Saying no is very powerful. I like being able to say no, and I've been saying no my whole life, to be honest. I'm not the type of person who will just say yes to everything. But, I've put myself in a different position, a more advantageous position, to now chase the thing that I wanted to chase from the beginning. Although now, because I've taken that 2-year break, I am rusty. I am rusty at making music. I'm rusty at songwriting. I'm rusty at music production. Although I feel like I've gotten back to my previous skill in music production in like a week or something. But I'm still rusty with the songwriting and whatnot. So keep that in mind. You may get rusty, but if you can create a business that pays for the thing that you want to be able to do full time, then you give yourself the ability to do that full time. Like what you're trying to do full time doesn't need to be the thing that actually makes you money. You can have a business that serves a market that pays for your life, basically. And I don't know if a lot of people know this. I've been looking at the world this way for a while, but I don't know if everyone else is seeing this. So I hope that this video gives you some insight. And if you want to use YouTube to promote your business endeavors, to move forward in that respect, then I highly suggest you join my free course linked in the description. That will teach you the 5 most important things for YouTube success. It's the 5 steps that I went through in order to get to where I am today. Link will also be in the card and the pinned comment, all that sort of great stuff, and on the end screen. Definitely join that. You'll also be added to my daily email list, where you'll basically keep up to date with the daily things that I'm doing. I'm dropping gems in there. I'm teaching. I am also sharing my experience and my life and the things that I'm learning on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, some stories and all that sort of stuff. So if that interests you, you may be very interested in the email list. And if you don't like it, just unsubscribe, innit? I don't care if you unsubscribe. If you unsubscribe, that means one less person that I'm paying for on my email list, because the email list is not free. I've got to pay for, the people who are on it. So if you don't like it, just unsub. There's really no risk to you. You can join for free, join the course for free, join the email list for free. happy days, basically. So yeah, but if you want to join my paid course, because I do have a paid course that will teach you how to grow your YouTube gaming channel and play games for a living, essentially. Link will be down in the description as well. Just go to YouTubeForNoobs.com. But I would suggest going through the free course first, so you can kind of understand where you need to be and what you need to be doing. And yeah, that's the video. Peace out. I'll see you next time.